Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Doug, and it is May 4th. For all you Star Wars fans out there, may the 4th be with you. I include myself as one of those old Star Wars geeks. Looking at the market this morning, a little bit encouraged. We have futures pointing to better than a 50-point gap up. I think some of that, I don't think it was much of the earnings that gave us that encouragement. It was the fact that there was the announcement that Congress will likely pass the health care bill today. And that's kind of inspired the market to move a little bit. Clearly, there was some disappointment in Facebook yesterday on their earnings report, and we're not moving down sharply, but a little bit of a disappointment there on their earnings. But overall, the market's held up really, really well. Today is the last big day of earnings, which is wonderful to finally get that behind us. As a matter of fact, I think all of next week there's less than 150 companies reporting. So we're really dropping it fast now. Finally. So this morning we're looking to push higher. Now, I think it was a little bit encouraging that the bulls fought back yesterday, holding the T line and pushing back up, right up off of this price support. And the fact that we're pushing through some of these down candles here all at once this morning and pushing up toward this resistance area is encouraging. Now, we do have the big government employment situation number tomorrow, and typically the market will pause or get choppy as we wait for that. But on Wednesday, we had such a strong ADP report. We could see the bulls find a little bit of inspiration in that and maybe work to push just a little harder today. We'll see. It's really going to kind of come down to all of this news that's being generated. If, for example, Congress were to fail to pass the new health care bill, then we're going to have some trouble probably. But everything equal with what's going on, I'm a little bit encouraged, and I want to see the bulls get a follow through day. Push. I don't want to predict, but if we can follow through today, we actually get the bulls pushing higher, and then get this healthcare bill passed. I kind of have I'm guessing. Okay, it's just simple as that. I'm guessing that the employment situation number tomorrow will be a pretty good number, and that could actually give us our little breakout that we've been waiting for, breakout to the upside. We'll wait and see. Now, one of the things that has me kind of thinking along that line is if we look at bonds, 20-year Treasury here has been rallying, and I honestly think the bonds have it wrong. We could see, well, stammering this morning. I will be looking at TBT here. TBT obviously has been in a downtrend here just lately, rallied up off that low, trying to hold that low. We're facing a resistance level right here, no question about it. But we could be at a point that the bonds could really sell off. So I want to watch this pretty closely. Um, and I'm not trying, like, again, I want to make this very clear. I'm not trying to predict. I'm going to watch. But if we happen to get a bullish move tomorrow, um, some strength showing up in the market, I'm thinking about buying some TBT. So just a little heads up on that. So looking at the diamonds, again, we're pushing up off of that level of support, pushing up off that T line, and showing a little bit of strength this morning, which is fantastic to see. Let's take a look at the SPY, SPY. SPY pushed off that T line as well, holding this support level. And if we look at where it could open above the majority of those candle closes in this consolidation, and would suggest some positiveness. Might encourage the bulls to really push harder today. So let's watch that closely. IWM yesterday kind of was the weak one of the bunch. It really kind of failed us. But, you know, dropping through this level of support. But it did have a pretty substantial bounce at the end of the day. And now looking at where it looks to open, we're just recovering this level, you know, within a day. That could be encouraging as well, that we're setting a higher low here. And IWM may be showing us some strength if it can hold up there. That's the question, if it can hold. Qs held up remarkably well yesterday, and largely because Apple investors refused to sell it off, even though their earnings report was not encouraging. So that was a good sign, and Apple held up the market, kept that tech market rally alive, and we can see a little bit higher push in the pre-market here on the Qs, and maybe the Qs will be able to maintain its leadership. So we'll watch that closely and keep an eye on that. Now, today being the last day of earnings, there's over 550 companies reporting today. We definitely have to stay on our toes when it comes to earnings, and of course, you know, those big, you know, media darling earnings can definitely affect the market. But be real careful when you're selecting new trades. Make sure you're checking out when those companies report, because those that miss have been getting punished harshly. Okay, so you're going to want to watch that closely. And even though that earnings calendar is beginning to dwindle, next week, like I said, only about 150 companies total reporting, we still have to maintain our discipline of checking those earnings reports, knowing, not being surprised, jumping into something just before a report and getting hurt by it. That's a bad on us. We have to maintain that discipline to do that. Okay, on the economic calendar today, we've got international trade and jobless claims at 8:30, along with productivity and costs, and then there's factory orders at 10 a.m. today. But with that, you know, the biggest of the two is the international trade and jobless claims, and I would think that we're going to have a pretty major surprise out of those to change anything at all. Now, remember, tomorrow again is that employment situation number. That's usually one of those numbers that the market waits on. And then after that employment situation number, I think we have 5 Fed speakers tomorrow. Blah, 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 blah. But those always have to be paid attention to, because you just never know what they might say to affect the market. Okay, everyone. Hey, I'm going to get this rendered and off to you. Everyone have a great day. Looking for some positive results today. I'm hoping for some positive results today. So everyone, cross your fingers, encourage the bulls, and let's get going. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.